Hello, and welcome again to the Secrets of the Bible. And your host, yours truly, Brother Ali. Once again, we're going to come at you. We're dealing with some really good stuff coming out of the Old Testament. And today's message is the Hebrew covenant. We'll start off today explaining after the flood. You know, Noah had three sons, Shem, Japheth, and Ham. After that, there was a disbursement. They went all out and dispersed into the different languages and tribes. We're going to deal with the son Shem, okay? And Shem had the lineage of someone very, very important to me today. And I'm going to talk about him today. He's considered as the forefather of our faith. And that is the prophet Abraham. He's a descendant of Shem, of the 9th generation. Abraham's father was Terach, and his grandfather was Nahor. And Abraham was given a very, very, very special blessing from God. And we go into the lesson right now, the Hebrew covenant. We'll begin reading at Genesis 14 and 3.
Genesis 14 and 13. And there came one that had escaped and told Abram, the Hebrew, he that dwelt in the plain of Memra.
Okay, stop right there. He said, he called him the Hebrew. Okay, this is where the word Hebrew is mentioned in the Bible. This is a very, very important subject because you have many people out there that are wondering, who am I? Well, I want to, this lesson right here is basically starting you out to let you know who the Hebrews are. The word Hebrew basically comes from the word to cross over. Abraham was sent over into the land of Canaan, which the Canaanites abided in, and the Chaldean was in the other side of the Euphrates River, where Abraham was residing with his father Terach. So from this point on, we're going to go on to show you the beginning of the word Hebrew. Cain was given unto him by God, Abraham, the Hebrew father. Go ahead.
For he dwelt in the plain of Memra, the Amorite, brother Eshkar.
Now stop right there. If you notice, he said in the land of the Amorite. Okay, the Amorite, if you go back, is one of the sons of Canaan. In my previous Bible class, I spoke to you that the Canaan was the cursed seed, the fourth son of Ham. And he had 11 sons. And these ites throughout the Bible were the beginning of the pale race. They were cursed with albinism. I spoke about this. So they know who they are. Today they know who they are. Okay? They've mixed in with different people, but they know. If you see, and you see right here, Abraham was in the land of the Amorite. Okay, go ahead.
The brother of Eshkar, the brother of Anar, and these were the confederate with Abraham.
In other words, they were working along with Abraham. Okay?
15th chapter, 12th verse. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram.
Abraham had a deep sleep. He's in the land of Canaan now, and the sun went down, and he went to a deep sleep.
And lo, and horror of a great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know of your certainty that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs.
Now, here is the father of the Hebrews, and there he was just told in a deep sleep that what?
That your seed shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs.
His seed shall be in a land of strangers that's not his.
And shall serve them.
And shall serve them slavery.
And they shall afflict them 400 years.
Here's one of the keys. You had the 400-year period in which the Hebrews were in Egypt. Anybody go study? Moses delivered the children of Israel out of Egypt 400 years. This is not the same 400 years. This is a different 400 years. And now I'm getting ready to shake up the church world now because I'm sure they're going to say, you didn't. But in this text, it's going to show you what I'm talking about. But the 400 years that was recorded, when Moses brought the children of Israel out, was a whole different 400 years. This 400 years is another seed that's going to be in a strange land. Watch this.
And also that nation whom thou shalt serve.
That nation.
They shall serve, and I will judge.
Whoever that nation is that's gonna put you in slavery, God said, I'm gonna judge them.
And afterwards shall they come out with great substance.
Now, whoever this nation that's gonna put you in servitude, the Hebrew exceed, you're gonna come out with great substance. This is prophecy. This is given to Moses. This is given to Abraham in a deep sleep. That's a vision. He said there's a seed that's going to be in a strange land that's not of their own and going to serve them, but they're going to come out with great substance. Watch this.
15 and 15. And thou shalt go unto thy fathers in peace.
Okay, in other words, you're not going to see this because you're going to die. You're an old man. Go ahead.
Thou shalt be buried in a good old age.
Good old age.
But in the fourth generation thou shalt come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is yet not full.
Okay, now watch this. The iniquity of the Amorites. I spoke about this in the previous, about the cursed seed. The iniquity is an inward soulish sin that follows you in generations. The Amorite, like I told you, the son of Canaan. That seed was cursed. The Canaanites were cursed. And what was the curse? Albinism, pale man. And that was given to passed out in generation after generation after generation unto the because don't forget, Canaan was the fourth son of Ham. That's the fourth generation spoken of right here, about the fourth generation, and that this iniquity is not yet what? It says not yet what?
It's not yet paid in full.
It's not yet fulfilled. So, in other words, whoever this nation is, which is the Amorite, which I'm telling you who it is from the ancient seed of Canaan, which is a pale man, they're not going to get judged until everything is fulfilled. They have been given a time to wreak havoc on this earth until it's fulfilled. But then guess what? It says we're going to come out with what? Great substance. Now watch this.
18th verse. In the same day the Lord made a covenant with Abram.
Covenant.
Saying, unto thy seed have I given this land.
That land was the land of Canaan.
From the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river of the Euphrates.
That's right. Now, watch this. He was given a covenant. This is a promise. And this covenant was given to Abraham to carry on his seed down through the years. The vision was given to him that the seed is going to be what? Serve a nation. Put them in bondage, slavery. But they're going to come out with great substance. Why? Because until that is fulfilled with that Amorite, now I'm not trying to judge nobody, but it's the Amorite. Follow those ites in the Bible, and they're saying they are the 11 sons of Canaan. They are of the pale race. Okay.
17 verses 19 through 21. And God said, Sarah.
Now here he is. This is Abram's wife.
Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed.
Okay.
And thou shalt call his name Isaac.
Here we go. Now the seed he's talking about and the covenant he's talking about is Abraham was going to be given a son, Isaac. Okay.
He said, and I will establish my covenant with him.
There it is. The covenant is established with Isaac. Now, I'm not trying to judge no race, no religion, no ethnic. I'm not even getting into racism. But it tells you right here plainly. The covenant is established with Abraham's son, Isaac, the seed. The Hebrew covenant is coming through Isaac. Okay? Keep going.
He said, I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant.
Everlasting. There's no end. There ain't no changing. Okay, well now that covenant is no good. No, the covenant is still to this day in a full effect. With the Hebrew covenant is in effect. You just got to know who you are. You got to know who the Hebrew is. You got to trace that. But I guarantee you one thing. It's not the Canaanites. Uh-oh. It's not those 11 sons. Uh-oh. And don't have me trace those 11 sons and tell you who those people are today. You might really get mad at me. Okay? Because they're not the Hebrew or, ready for this, the Jews.
He said, and I will establish my covenant with him for everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him.
Look at that. Go ahead.
And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and I will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly.
Now watch. Let me show you this right quick. Ishmael was the firstborn of Abraham. His mother was Hagar. Ishmael was the beginning of the Arab race. He's the father of the Arab race. Now, he wasn't given a covenant. You know what the covenant was? Circumcision. The foreskin. To let you know who you are. And if you continue down into Genesis, you'll see that's what they did. Even Ishmael got circumcised. Abraham, they all got circumcised with the covenant. This is to let you know who you are, and that you are of the Hebrew race. Now, Ishmael was Isaac's brother by a different mother, but he was the beginning of the Arab race. So today, I question this one thing today, my brothers and sisters. Why are we fighting amongst themselves? I must first give my condolences to the Foley family for their loss. And we know what happened in Minnesota. But we're fighting one another. We're killing one each other for no reason. The family of Ishmael and the family of Isaac, the Hebrew and Arabs, they're brothers and sisters. They came from Abraham, which was what? The Hebrew. The Hebrew was first. So the languages they speak, Arab and Hebrew and Aramaic, and I'm from Syria, or I'm from Iraq, I'm from Jerusalem, okay, I'm from Palestine, on and on. Guess what? If you go back to Abraham, we're still brothers and sisters. Oh, I'm not Hebrew, I'm African. I go down, I show you. Look, let me tell you something. Abraham started it out. If you want to go back like I just said, he's the 9th generation to Noah. How much further I got to go back to? You want to keep going back? After the flood. 9 generations, Abraham. Abraham was first to be called Hebrew. So you want to know, my brothers, sisters, let's come together and realize we're all one big family, the human race. Some of us are blessed more than others. Some of us have covenants. Some of us have maybe a little different of persuasion or whatever. But guess what? It's the human race. And until we learn to come together and stop looking at skin color, geographic location, financial situation, some kind of title in front of your name, we're always going to fight and kill. But I'm showing you here that Abraham was called the Hebrew because the word Hebrew means to cross over. When he left the Ur of Chaldea, the land of Chaldea, he crossed over into Canaan. The Canaanites said, here goes the Hebrew, which was the father of our faith. Go, continue.
I will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget.
Ishmael had 12 princes, 12 sons.
He said, and I will make him a great nation.
There you go. So Ishmael's blessed too. Now that lets me know one thing. Just because I gave you a covenant, that don't make you no better or no different than who I promised a great nation to. Ishmael was promised by his father a great nation. And the Arab nation is great. Actually, want to be honest, there's more Arabs than there are Hebrews. There's a lot of Arabs in this world. A lot of Arabs. So if you want to look at it, a covenant was given to Abraham, and Abraham gave it to Isaac. A great nation was promised, 12 princes, 12 sons to Ishmael. Still blessed. Go ahead.
He said, but my covenant will I establish with Isaac.
There you go. But my covenant. I'm making a difference here. Why? Because of the lineage. Let me tell you something. Who was Noah? Noah started the whole thing out. Go back and look at Noah. Look who his father was. You can take Noah right back to Enoch. Oh, who's Enoch? And guess what? Enoch take you back to Seth. Who's Seth? Wasn't Seth the son of Adam and Eve? After Cain killed Abel, they had Seth. It's just lineage. It's all lineage, and it's a genealogical trace. Noah was the starter after the flood. Abraham was the 9th generation of Noah. Make sense to you? Okay.
But my covenant I shall establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year.
Next year. Next year, in other words, okay, Sarah, next year you have a baby. Everybody knows the story. Sarah was 75 years old. Abraham was 100. They didn't believe it. And then Sarah was listening to the 3 that came to travel to tell Abraham about the child. Sarah didn't believe it. She kind of laughed, and they told her, okay, you're not going to be able to speak until you have this baby. So I just want to express the covenant is very important. The Hebrew covenant starts it all out. Okay? And that's who you are. We are Hebrews. We're not going to get into the Gentiles, who the Gentiles are, because now you're going to start stepping on some toes. But remember this. We are Hebrews. But the Canaanites are not Hebrews. Canaan and 11 sons, they're a cursed seed of people. Pale man. Albinism. And need I say more? But we are Hebrews. And it's up to us to follow the seed. Again, I want to emphasize, it was a vision given to Abraham that we were going to be 400 years into a land. 1600 was when we officially was brought over here as a race of people. 2000 was considered the 400-year release of our slavery. We've been over here 400 years in America. The Amorite, that's the American. That's the United States of America, the seed of the Amorite. And we are the ones that have been brought over here and been over here 400 years. And guess what? Say we should come out with great substance. Remember that. Because guess why? They're going to be judged. But they can't be judged until their time is fulfilled. So study and find out. Now we're going to give you, before we close, we're going to give you a little secret of the what? Of the Bible. Before Abraham, just before we dealt with this text, Abraham went into a fight. He fought kings down in the valley of Sodom and Gomorrah. Everybody know about that. And he won. On the way back from his victory, he met someone named Melchizedek. And he paid tithes to Melchizedek. Okay? Being thankful for what he did, for his victories. So remember, Abraham, the father of Hebrew, paid tithes to Melchizedek and being thankful. Now read Hebrews 7. Watch this.
For this Melchizedek, king of Salem.
Stop right there. Melchizedek, whoever this person is, Melchizedek was the king of Salem. Now remember, Abraham was in the land of Canaan. Go ahead, watch this.
Priest of the Most High God.
He's the priest of the Most High God.
Who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings and blessed him.
Now, I just said it. This man, whoever this man is, he blessed Abraham from the slaughter of the kings, right? Of the high priest. Watch this.
To whom also Abraham gave a 10th part of all.
He paid his tithes.
First being by interpretation king of righteousness, and after that also king of Salem.
Watch. Stop right there. He was a king of Salem. The word Salem means what? Peace. Well, guess what? He was a king of peace, right? No, he wasn't just a king of peace. Melchizedek was the king of the city of peace. He was the king of Jerusalem. Does that name sound familiar to you? Oh, wasn't the baby Jesus born in Bethlehem of Jerusalem? Isn't Jerusalem in Israel? The ancient land of Canaan? Now this man who blessed Abraham, that became the Hebrew, he blessed, watch this.
He blessed the king of Salem, which is the king of peace, without father.
No, he had no father.
without mother,
without mother,
without descendants,
no descendants,
having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like unto the Son of God.
Stop right there. Many people have said in the Bible, even as the Bible said before me, they give that credit to being Jesus. They're saying Melchizedek was Jesus. Well, let's break down the name. First, he said he was what? He had the beginning. He had no father, no mother, no mother,
descendants.
Jesus had a mother. Okay, no descendants. Jesus had descendants. He came from the kingship. Jesus was of the kingship. He came from the king of David. He had descendants. Go ahead.
Having neither beginning of days.
He was born into a virgin. So he had a beginning.
Nor end of life.
Okay. He did die on the cross, but he did rise again.
But made like unto the Son of God.
Okay. So we know that Jesus was the Son of God, right? So whoever this person was made like unto the Son of God. Okay? Is that it?
Abideth a priest continually.
He abided. So this was a king and a priest. That was the beginning of the kingship and priesthood in the Hebrew family. This man, whoever this man is, he started the whole thing on this dimension. Let me tell you who he is. Melchizedek is none other than in the Arabic breakdown, Malik Zadok. Melchizedek, Malik Zadok, Malik the Michael the archangel. Michael the archangel came down as personified as a human being. Remember I told you about the Anakims and Nephilims? And I tell you how Cain went into land of Nod and took him a wife, and he wifed up Anak, the wife of Satan. I told you about the fallen angels from heaven that got cast down. They were human beings. The supreme being, these angels come down in living form. So now, to close you out, a secret of the Bible, remember this. Melchizedek is none other than Malik Zadok, or the archangel Michael. And that's who Abraham paid his tithes to. And that's why he's blessed Hebrew and received the covenant of Isaac. Because the Hebrew family is an extension of the race of the angelic beings, of a heavenly race. Now we close out Secrets of the Bible. This is my third video. I hope you enjoy it. We look forward to many more. Tune in on YouTube. You can check it out. Look it up. Secrets of the Bible, the Hebrew Covenant. Thank you very much.